Hi, I'm Josette Leblanc, energy worker, teacher, and founder of Intuition Immersion School. Thank you so much for being here today. In today's episode of Channeling the Cosmos, we're going to be exploring the energy of the number 8, especially as it relates to the numerology of 2024 and the energy of Lionsgate Portal, which is, of course, on August 8th, so 8/8. And I'll be sharing this information through the lens of synchronicities I've experienced, so coincidences or divine winks, as I like to call them, as well as research I've done in the numerology and the energy of number 8. You'll want to listen to the end because I'm going to give you some information on how this energy relates to you and how you can bring infinite abundance into your life, and also how you can use the magic of synchronicity to facilitate that kind of energy in your life. And as always, if you enjoy what you hear, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or to my podcast. All right, let's dive in. Before starting, I always like to give some reflection questions for you to ponder as you listen to the energy reading that I'm about to give. And these are also questions you'll want to reflect on from now until August 8th, or when the Lionsgate portal closes on August 11th. So here are the questions. So since 2024 began, have you made any changes to how you relate to money? Are you contemplating how your definition of material success might be different from what the status quo states? Have you been reflecting on that? Removing money from the equation, what is wealth to you? So what is wealth to you? And how have you aligned with your inner authority? If you haven't aligned with your inner authority, if you feel misaligned with your inner authority, which can also be your inner voice, your higher self, your inner power, what's holding you back? All right. So these are the questions I want you to reflect on, especially as we contemplate the number 8. As I mentioned, I'm going to explore the energy of number 8 via a few synchronicity stories that I've experienced. But before I do that, I want to give you a little bit of context as to why I'm interested in this topic. And this will, of course, help you gain deeper understanding into it too. When I first started exploring this energetic significance of August 8th in 2020, I also learned that it was called Lionsgate. And of course, because I'm built the way I'm built, I had to know, why was it called Lionsgate? What's the significance of this name? Then in 2020, August 8th also happened to be a new moon in Leo. And this felt so magical because it meant that the moon and the sun were aligned in Leo on August 8th specifically. I even wrote a blog post about that. I'm linking it here. You can check it out. So because the moon and the sun were aligned on that day, it made total sense that it was called Lionsgate because, of course, Leo is the sign of the Lion's Gate, a gate opening. But the following year, in 2022, the moon didn't correspond to August 8th. And based on my research, nothing else astrologically was significant on that specific day, other than the fact that August 8th happens to be when the sun is also in Leo. There were other astrological significances, but it didn't really correspond to August 8th specifically. And everything I read online mentioned how on August 8th, the star Sirius aligned and became precisely aligned with the Earth and the sun on August 8th. And this really didn't make a lot of sense to me because that's not how the cosmos works. Like, it's not always going to be on the exact date. Humans function on a calendar. And of course, there's cyclical energy that comes close to specific dates, but it just felt too precise for everything to align on August 8th in that way. So to help me clear up this mystery, I consulted my astrology teacher, Rachel Capurso at Alien Heart, and I learned that the star Sirius was actually in the sign of Cancer at 14 degrees. And because it's a star, it doesn't move. It's not a planet. It's not rotating around the sun. And so that's why it's called a fixed star. So she suggested that I look at August 8th more like a holiday, like Christmas or your birthday. It has a specific date. And for this particular day, what seemed to be really significant was the number 88, the combination. But I still couldn't get the term Lionsgate and the star Sirius out of my mind. So I did a deep dive into Sirius so I could figure that out. because there's absolutely magic around Sirius that manifests around that time. And this is when I learned about the Sirius Gateway, when the Sun and Sirius align at the beginning of July. And I made a video about that I'm going to link here. And then I also learned about the heliacal rising of Sirius around July 28th and its connection to ancient Egypt and the New Year celebrations. And I've also created a video and link to that. You can see that here. So knowing that the magic of the astrology of this time is not necessarily aligned with the specific date of August 8th, let's look at what makes the energy of 8 so special. So there's something really special about the number 8. So as you listen to my stories, I want you to consider the magic of synchronicity. I have a masterclass called Synchronicity Masterclass that I'm also linking here. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some questions to ponder in relation to the number 8 so that you can bring synchronicity into your life and start manifesting the energy of that number. So the idea for this video started at right before 2024, when I realized that the universal number for 2024, so 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 makes 8. This made me think of August 8th immediately, Lionsgate, because I do events for the Lionsgate portal every year. And so I always have this in my mind, and I'll talk more about that later. What I knew about 8 at that time is that it symbolizes infinity, because the infinity symbol, because when you put an 8 on its side, it looks like the infinity symbol, and which is also known as the lemniscate. From a spiritual and metaphysical perspective, the concept of infinity can mean limitlessness, infinite possibilities. Use your imagination, the metaphor of infiniteness, right? When we combine the concept of infinity to the Pythagorean numerological meaning of 8, we get the concept of infinite material abundance, all right? In Pythagorean numerology, apologies, my French pronunciation is coming through here. 8 stands for ambition, authority, and success. So according to the Pythagoreans, each number corresponds to the energy of a celestial body. So it really wasn't easy to find a lot of information on the relationship between the numbers and the planets. If there's anybody out there who has that information, please send it. I was able to find out that 8 absolutely corresponds to the number 8. And the reason this is significant to what we're exploring today is that 8 and Saturn, that energy connects to the idea of authority. So again, I mentioned inner authority before, ambition, and material success. And the highest vibration of this energy relates to abundance and making our visions a reality. And this is earth energy at its highest manifestation. Again, I learned this when I was contemplating what's known as the universal number, or some call it the year number in numerology for the year 2024. So 2024 has this tone to it. So perhaps this is a great time for you to reflect on the questions that I gave you at the beginning of this video. I have timestamps. You can just click on that and go back to see how has this energy been manifesting in the year so far. So I just want to say one final thing, even though there's a lot more. And actually at the end of the video, I'm just going to give you a bullet point list of all the other significant meanings of 8 so that you can do your own research. So just when I learned that 2024 was going to be the universal energy of the number 8, I was reading Aeolian Heart's astrology reading for the week of December 18th to 31st, 2023, which highlighted the sun in Capricorn, specifically the sun as being the first decan of Capricorn. So that means it's the first 10 degrees of Capricorn. And get this, Saturn rules Capricorn. So here we have another connection to Saturn and the number 8 in numerology. So the tarot card that corresponds to the first decan of Capricorn is the 2 of Pentacles. I'm going to show you right here. And here we have the person is juggling an infinity symbol. This, again, is another nod to the number 8. In this card, the infinity symbol symbolizes balancing 2 opposing energies. This card is also known as the Lord of Change. So the idea that we need to work in order to create change. So in true Saturnian fashion, this comes with the ability to balance opposing energies in our daily life, earthly. So the ebb and flow of life, play and work, creation and reflection, yin and yang. And it's only through balance that we can find infinite abundance. And that's it. So when I looked at this card, this prompted me to look at other tarot cards with an infinity symbol. As I'm sharing those cards with you, I suggest that you contemplate, what meaning does it have for you? Is there a message here coming through for you, specifically to these, in relation to these cards? Perhaps one card sticks out, perhaps all the cards stick out. Just keep that in mind as you listen. So the first card that has the lemniscate or the infinity symbol is the Magician card, and I'll show you here. This card is associated with Mercury and the sign of Gemini or Virgo. And what I find fascinating is that Mercury orbits the sun every 88 days, 88, and it represents the 8th Sephira on the Kabbalistic tree of life. The infinity symbol above the magician's head symbolizes his ability to balance the energies of the above and the below, the ability to see beyond the veil, and to manifest energies on earth. So he has an infinite connection to the energy of the unseen and the seen, and is able to balance these. What's also fascinating about Mercury and the connection to Lionsgate and Leo energy is that because Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, it will always interact with the sun when the sun moves into a sign. So when the sun is in Leo, Mercury will also be in Leo for a while. And this year, Mercury entered Leo on July 2nd and will move into Virgo, its ruling sign, on July 25th. But then it's going to go back into Leo on August 14th when it's in the retrograde motion. Okay, so the second card that we have, the lemniscate above, or the infinity symbol, is the Strength card. This card is associated with the sun and the sign of Leo, Lionsgate. Here we see the infinity symbol above the crown chakra, so very much a magician. And this indicates a mastery, again, of balancing energies. However, the energies she has mastered relates to the higher self and the egoic self. The line represents our primal urges, so more of the egoic self. And while this is absolutely important to our human experience, if we allow these urges to control our lives, we can get into a lot of trouble, right? So this is why it's important for the higher self to come into play. And here we see that she has learned, the way she's holding the lion, she has learned to tame the beast or the ego, and is in harmony with the spiritual and the physical world. This gives balance and her inner strength. She finds infinite inner strength. You may be surprised to know that the sun creates the number 8 or infinity symbol, and this is called the analemma. According to Wikipedia, this is what I mean. The analemma is a diagram showing the position of the sun in the sky as seen from a fixed location on Earth. I'm going to put a picture here. At the same mean solar time, as the position varies over the course of the year. So if you took a picture of the sun from the same spot every day or at certain times of the year for a year, it would make a figure 8 in the sky. Come on. And again, the sun rules Leo, as I mentioned in my previous video. The sun creates an infinity symbol in the sky. The infinity symbol symbolizes limitless and the balance of opposing forces to indicate a sense of earthly mastery. The infinity symbol connects to the number 8. Number 8 relates to material growth. And in the middle of all this, we have Lionsgate. This is the power of 8 in general, and this is the power of 8 when we're talking about August 8th, 2024, so 888 in particular, right? So this is the synchronicity magic that I want to suggest. I want you to start paying attention to if you see 8s appear in your life. When do they appear? What are you doing when they appear? Who are you talking to? What are you saying? What are you thinking? Those moments have some kind of significance related to infinite abundance or material security or anything that we talked about in this video. They are a nudge from the universe to tell you to follow the rabbit trail. Follow the signs that are connected to 8. And to amplify this even further, it could be really helpful for you to share this magic with someone else. Oh my gosh, I saw the 8 when I was thinking this. I think it means that. And you just have a conversation about it. And actually, on July 21st, I'm starting the Lionsgate Activation Portal with Intuition Immersion School. This is a month-long event program. I call it an energy healing container. We're starting on July 21st, just in time for Mary Magdalene's feast day, the full moon in Capricorn, which I'm going to be doing a video about that very soon, and the sun moving into Leo. This prepares us for the Lionsgate, so August 8th, 888 energy. And on that day, I'm going to be doing an activation, so clearing energies that are holding you back from feeling into this energy, as well as activating that energy so it can be amplified and felt. And we're doing this in a group environment so that I can guide you through the energies and we can share this experience with other light workers. If this is interesting to you, I've left a link below so you can sign up. If you have any questions, of course, ask me. I'm happy to answer your questions. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at the full moon in Capricorn. And this is the second full moon in Capricorn in a row, which means it's really unique and special. But what's also fascinating about this moon is that it feels like another nod to the energy of 8 because, again, 8 is connected to Saturn and Saturn rules Capricorn. So this means, once again, we're going to be exploring the energy of authority, inner authority, ambition, and material success. All right. So stay tuned for that episode. And for those of you who stayed till the end and are interested in diving even deeper into the number 8, I encourage you to research these concepts. These are all the things that came to me when I was looking into this energy. One of the synchronicities I encountered was the musical concept of the octave. All right. Then I was coincidentally reading The Emerald Tablet Alchemy of Personal Transformation by Dennis William Hawke. And in chapter 24, he does a deep dive in the number 8 and the varying meanings to different cultures in the number 8, and also times in history. Check out The Ray of Creation by Gurdjieff. 8 is representing energy of spiritual rest, according to the Druids or pagans. And then according to the Bible, 8 represents new beginnings, since 7 is the day of the Sabbath or the day of rest. So that's just a handful of synchronicities that I connected to. Please share your synchronicity stories, how 8 came into your life. Tell me more about how Lionsgate is affecting you. You can also feel free to respond to the questions that I gave you in the comment section. And thank you so much for listening.